Prior to October 7, the state of Israel was on the precipice of revolution, with its citizens on the verge of rebellion. According to an article published by the Wall Street Journal, before the October 7th attack on Israel by Hamas, nearly 500,000 people came onto the streets weekly to demonstrate against a plan by the government to weaken the Supreme Court that protesters said threatened Israeli democracy. Military reservists said they wouldn't serve if the overhaul passed. The country was divided. Now, this is pretty interesting and also makes you think. As horrendous as the attack on October 7th was, it was also extremely convenient for a leader that his people no longer want to follow. Where do I get the idea that his people no longer want to follow him? The article continues to quote 21-year-old waitress Romi Naim from Tel Aviv saying there are 134 people who have been in captivity for 6 months and no one in the government cares. She added they care more about staying in power. Well, you would assume that staying in power shouldn't be so hard for a leader who claims to be fighting for the survival of his people, right? I mean, as mainstream media would have you believe, Israelis support Netanyahu. Well, according to the article, most political analysts believe Netanyahu would be forced to call for new elections when the war is over. Polling suggests he would be trounced if elections were held today. Trounced, they said. But fortunately for Netanyahu, there is an ongoing war because according to the leaders of the protest movement, it would be challenging to regain the numbers they had before October 7 because the public is tired and many Israelis are still cautious about creating division in society during wartime. But yet again, instead of the Israelis' growing outcry for a new leader making headlines, it takes a back seat to more urgent news, like Israel's deadly attack on Gaza aid convoy. Are you starting to see a pattern here yet? Because it seems like every time the voices of the collective begin to be heard, it is drowned out by the sounds of war and tragedy at the hands of a few in their quest to keep control. Thank you.